Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in. Dr. Urios Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And today on the Doctor's Spell Prognosis, we're talking about the spell Globe of Invulnerability. Now, this used to be Minor Globe of Invulnerability and Major Globe of Invulnerability back in AD&D and 2nd edition and 3rd edition, but now it's just Globe of Invulnerability. So we are giving this an A. This is one of my favorite spells, and it goes perfectly with the class that the build we just created. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I got another video out. All right. Yes, we are giving this an A. I love this spell. We're not giving this spell. I in my heart, I want it to be an S, but there are situations where it is not going to be useful at all. And thus, it's not a combat ender. So, but combined with the right different types of spells or effects, this spell is extremely effective at doing what it does. And that's providing you with a defensive position that you and all of your party can rally around. So let's get into it. All right, 6th level spell. It's usable by sorcerers and wizards. So I wish warlocks had this, but they don't. So, and bards don't have it either. It's one action. It's a range of self with a 10-foot radius. Verbal, somatic, material component. Material component is worthless, so we don't care. It lasts for a minute. It's concentration. You absolutely want to concentrate on this spell. And it's abjuration. We're going to talk about that here in a second, because abjuration is one of my favorite schools of spells because there's something that goes along with when you cast abjuration spells. So, an immobile, faintly shimmering barrier, so it's not opaque, faintly shimmering barrier springs into existence in a 10-foot radius around you and remains for your duration. For those of you that are asking, what can I fit in a 10-foot radius? So if you look at the old templates for the 10-foot radius, those are going to be 10 feet out from you and 10 feet back and 10 feet to each side. Obviously, that's a 10-foot radius. But in the term of squares, it's going to be 8 different squares, one of which you are going to occupy when you cast the spell. So there are 7 other squares. Actually, it's 11 more squares. It's 12 squares total. It's 12 squares total. You're occupying one. And so there's 12 squares that are unoccupied that your party members can dart in and out of this at will whenever they want. So, what's the effect? Any spell of 5th level or lower cast from outside the barrier cannot affect, I hate it when they use the apostrophes in these. They need to spell the words out. Cannot affect creatures or objects within, even if the spell is cast using a higher level spell slot. For instance, a fireball that is cast at 6th level is still not a 6th level spell, according to this definition here. Such a spell can target creatures and objects within the barrier, but the spell has no effect on them. Similarly, the area within the barrier is excluded from the areas affected by such spells. So, which means that fireball, if it detonates outside, it's not going to do anything. And if it detonates inside, it's not going to do anything if it's cast at 6th level, because it's a 3rd level spell. So and this is one of my favorite parts about this spell, when you cast this spell using a slot of 7th level or higher, the barrier block spells 1 level higher for each slot level above 6, and it actually is worth casting this at a higher level. It's one of these rare ones that actually gets way more powerful as you go, because the spells at a higher level are so much more powerful. So if you cast this at 7th level, it blocks 6th level or lower spells. No chain lightning. If you cast this at 8th level, it blocks 7th level or lower spells. And if you cast this at 9th level, it blocks 8th level or lower spells. And there's a lot of nasty 6, 7, and 8 level spells that you want to avoid as much as possible. No disintegrate either. That's another one. So great things. Now, because there's 12 squares, 11 after you count you standing in them, how do you stop something from coming into the globe, because anything can walk in and back and forth out of the globe. It's immobile, but it is not solid, and it is not opaque. So how do you stop things from moving in and out and then just walking up to you and cast spells next to you? Well, fear is your friend in this case. So if you happen to have a couple of levels of Warlock, I don't know why Bane just showed up, and you are the undead, so in addition to gaining the temporary hit points, once during each of your turns when you hit a creature with an attack roll, you can force it to make a wisdom saving throw, or it is frightened, and it's the second bullet that we're looking at. The creature cannot willingly move closer to the source of its fear. So this is frightened until the end of your next turn. Of course, we've got cause fear and fear. Cause fear, range of 60 feet, 1 minute duration. Now, the problem with these spells are that they have concentration. This Warlock ability is not a concentration spell. But if you team up with your allies and your adventuring party, and they know you've got this spell, they can start throwing these other spells out. Fear and cause fear are usable by warlocks and wizards, and fear is usable by bards, sorcerers, warlocks, wizards, and Oath of Conquest paladins. So there's no reason why this couldn't happen. And again, these cause the frightened condition. This one causes creatures to dash, and this one just gives them the frightened condition. When you cast this one at a higher level, you target additional creatures. We've talked about these spells before, but they cannot come closer. So that's a really, really, really important mechanic to use in conjunction with Globe of Invulnerability. Because now you're sitting in your defensive position, your globe, and no spells of 5th level or lower, or if you choose to upcast it, can come near you. They can't come near you if you're in it. They are not going to affect you. And that creature now has been hit with a fear effect, and they're stuck outside, and they can't come closer to you, which means they can't run into the globe. Your companions, your party members, your allies should be running in and out of that globe back and forth, trying to use as much, especially the rogues. This is a great spell with rogues or other classes that have a lot of movement, where they can run up to something, attack it, and run back into the globe and be okay with being there. Now, this, of course, is an abjuration spell, and I love the Abjuration Wizard because of the Arcane Ward ability. Now, with the Arcane Ward ability, you can heal, I'm doing quotation marks, you can heal your Arcane Ward, and you heal it when the ward regains a number of hit points equal to twice the level of the spell. So when you cast an Abjuration spell of 1st level or higher. Well, this is 6th level, and it regains hit points equal to twice that. So it gets 12 hit points. 12. That is phenomenal for just casting the spell, and then you're sitting pretty in it. Now, yesterday we came out with our build. Here's our build here. It's the Arcane Tank. And this is a Earth Genasi Fighter 1. It is a Warlock 2, and it has Form of Dread. And it is a Wizard 8, but if I were to go up to Wizard 11, I would be taking Globe of Invulnerability, of course. And it works great with this class. And with the features, I get temporary hit points. When I go into Form of Dread, I've got the Fear. We have 21. Now, if I'm going to be an 11th level wizard, we are going to have 22 plus 5. We're going to have 27 points in the Arcane Ward. And then we're going to be casting this bad boy. Plus, in addition, you can see what my armor class is here. It's a 25. So, and we've got the shield spell as well. So, and we've got a whole bunch of other spells that we can cast. Fireballs and lightning bolts and magic missiles and all kinds of stuff that do not require concentration. And we can cast those as much as we want from inside the globe. So, all in all, the globe is a deal breaker. It is a game breaker. It is a game changer. It is something that you need to have in your repertoire of spells. And that's what I got for everybody today. And I hope everybody enjoyed. And I will catch everybody later.